Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Our guest today, Komlanvi, please tell us where you're calling in from, first of all, and what you do for a living with your brand.
I'm speaking to you from Gatineau, close to Ottawa, so Gatineau, Quebec.
Cool.
And
cool.
My company is Dodjivi. We specialize in functional mushroom-based products, and mushroom coffee makes being our top product.
That's amazing. So tell me a little bit about your background. I mean, what got you into this space? I mean, obviously, mushroom coffees or mushroom supplements has been a growing, area in CPG for, the last few years for sure. But what kind of got you specifically interested in wanting to make a product in this space?
I got into it because of my partner, my spouse. It was not something that, I say, hey, let's start a mushroom company, So I'm originally from Togo, West Africa. So I immigrated to Canada. My partner, I'm just trying to summarize a little bit, was having health issues, waiting for back operations specifically. And through that, there was a lot of ordeal, pain, inflammation, lack of sleep leads to anxiety and yada, yada, yada. She was taking a lot of medication that were working for her. And then I wanted help with a natural solution. And I read about reishi and how, it could. And I got her to try it. And a few weeks later, she says she saw an improvement. In her own words, she says it helped kill the hamster in her head. And that's how it started. And Dodjivi was born. One thing leads that, we wanted to share our story with the rest of the world. In doing so, I noticed taking functional mushroom, I noticed a significant, improvement in my own health journey. I have a condition called sickle cell disease, and it's which makes me very immune compromised. Yeah, that's the why, and that's why we want to be able to help people and make it easy for them to incorporate these gifts from nature into their daily lives.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know you mentioned you kind of you have a mushroom and coffee bean blend, right? That's something that I've really not actually seen. Most of the coffee drink or the mushroom drinks that I've seen, they market it and it acts as kind of like an alternative to coffee, not like necessarily mixed in. So I quite like that. Can you tell me a little bit more about that product and what kind of led you to landing on the coffee and mushroom mix as a product?
Yeah, so the idea, the innovation behind that is nobody wants to create a complicated habit. How do you take a number one habit and simplify?
Right.
So the coffee is a delivery system. The vast majority of people never forget to take their coffee. It's the world's number one drugs. So that's what we're trying to do. And if you're going to take coffee anyway, why not have make it healthier? So by doing that, combining the mushroom with the coffee, it makes it easier for people to take it and they don't have to think about it. We eliminate steps. People do forget to take their supplement, but they never forget to take their coffee. It goes for me too. So it just simplifies it. And we use Arabica coffee, 100% Arabica coffee sourced from some of the best suppliers in the world. So Colombia. And what happens is when you blend the coffee with the mushroom, the taste profile is so delicious. And the coffee acts as a delivery system, and it makes it more... It's a carrier, acts as a carrier, makes it more bioavailable. And it's funny, we took a workshop with an herbalist not long ago. We asked, how do you take your mushroom? What's the the best way to take it? And he says is in the form of powder into coffee. So, and all the scientists point out that the best format to take it is actually the power format. It just makes it more direct into your system. And it's more effective in that way. You can have it in form of pills, and it's like a capsule. But as I said, most people forget to take their capsule in their routine. So we're trying to simplify and make it functional, and then you can add it to anything. Your smoothie, latte, shakes, pretty much anything you consume, and they make it more, versatile products for people, so they don't have to they don't have to think about creating a new habit, right?
Right. No, that
That's
definitely
the
makes sense. And I guess I'm curious too, obviously with something like this, I mean, in a growing category, and I mean, this is obviously a rapidly growing category. I think, just public awareness that of this solution to, problems that, mushroom supplements can solve is definitely growing. But obviously with something like this, there's some aspect of consumer education that goes on with somebody's interested in your brand or just interested in this as a solution in general. So obviously, come on the podcast, talk about it. I see you have some things, about, the, advantages of mushroom supplements on your website, but how do you kind of grapple with that in general, just doing some like consumer education that way?
Yeah, consumer education is Matt, I think, yeah, you're right. It's something that is we need to do. And, I think it's getting there. It's we have to double down on that. And people still have the idea, when they hear the word mushroom, the first thing that comes to their mind is like, it's the taste. How is this going to taste? Is it a mushroom soup? They have all kind of ideas. So yeah, a lot of educations until they taste it. We do a lot of trade shows, and that helps solve that. And last year alone, we did 13 trade shows
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah.
across the country. And people were able to taste it, and they were impressed. They were like, "This is the number one tasted, mushroom coffee mix there is on the market." I mean, we're gonna own it. One of the things people like about product is that it's super clean. There's no artificial flavor, coloring. It's just the mushroom and the coffee. And plus, we have different blends. So there are some adaptogenic blends to give you extra health benefit, anti-inflammatory property like ginseng, green tea, all these other add-on good for you ingredients. It's not just the goal is we're really trying to offer a unique and fun way for people to consume mushroom on daily basis. And these products throughout histories are meant to be taken. All the science is meant to be taken daily. It's a preventive medicine, And at the same time, while you're drinking your mushroom coffee mix, you're getting taste of coffee. And while enjoying something delicious, a lot of people love coffee, but sometimes coffee gives them problem. Some people get jitters, some people get crash from regular coffee and too much caffeine. And the best part is our products with the mix, the mushroom kind of help negate that, and it's 100% guarantee. There's no palpitations, no crashing, no jitters. The mushrooms actually absorb that coffee effect from the bloodstream, and plus our products have low caffeine content, and you're still getting energy. You're getting your good pick me up, but a natural pick me up. So we're in a world where people are looking for alternative to everything they consume.
Yep.
They want a healthier version of everything. How do we make whatever we consume healthier? Whatever we eat become a medicine. That's people are drawn to that, and mushrooms are one of the most, they're just powerful. There's so much to be said about them, in their ability and property.
Yeah, no, it's so true, and I think that's why there's been such a growth in this category, because it's something it's something that does mix in well with some of your more everyday things, like you mentioned, like with your coffee and with your shakes, or even just by itself. I mean, if you have some kind of maybe like flavoring along with it, it's good in its own right. I don't think it has like any kind of adverse taste or anything like that. So that's amazing. And how do you kind of take to what's your main like revenue channel? I mean, how are you selling this stuff? Are you in retail stores? Are you selling mostly direct to consumer? Are you on Amazon? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we started mainly online, and about 2 years ago, we made a decision to expand to retail. So we sell on our website, Amazon Canada and Amazon US. So, and then online retail stores. We launched retail about 2 years ago, and we sell in retail stores in Canada, health food stores, specialty health food stores, any stores that is focus on health conscious products, healthy product, organic, and So independent grocery, specialty store. So those are the locations channels that we're targeting. And there's a demand for food services as well. Yeah, the way our product is, it can pretty much go anywhere. We like to call it passe-partout. It's in French, and that means the product that goes anywhere. We see this, like everybody drinks coffee. Everybody drinks coffee, right? So we see this in the gym. We see this in the workplace. You get your workforce productive, creativity, and less stress. We see it where, pretty much where consumers, like a wellness store, like a spa, wellness center, those are the channels we're trying to target. And yeah, and recently, just last Wednesday, we made it to Dragon's Den, Quebec.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can check it out. Our company was featured, and we made it to a live show, trying to pitch our products into the Dragons. It's Dragon's Den, but in Quebec. It's called Dans l'œil du dragon.
Oh, okay. I saw the picture on your website. I was going to ask because it looked like something like that. I wasn't sure which one exactly that it was, though. But that's very cool.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
So it like in US you have Shark Tank.
Right.
So in Canada we have a Dragon's Den, and in Quebec is a francophone province. So you have Dans l'œil du dragon, which is equivalent to Dragon's Den in Canada. Gotcha. So we participate in that, and it's a long process. Since October, we started this process, and we had to keep a secret. And about 2 weeks ago, they've announced that we're going to make it to live TV. So it gave us a lot of boost. Yeah, it's a phenomenal experience for Dodjivi, for people to, we're talking about over close to 1 million views still, right? So who saw the product and us on TV. We got a lot of good traffic from the website, a lot of momentum for that. And it was just another beautiful way for us to share our story and let people adopt Dodjivi in their daily lifestyles and their health journey. That experience alone, the dance experience, it's every entrepreneur's dream come true. It's personal growth, like a significant milestone for Dodjivi, and for me, I pitched the product, so it's a personal growth for me too. I learned a lot in terms of doing something, going outside of your comfort zone and just take it to the next level. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that. And I guess I'm a little curious too, like about obviously you get all this traffic driven to the website from this, right? As far as you can tell, people that buy from you direct from your website, since you have like a little bit more data than maybe what you sell through retail. When you started, with these products, what in your mind, like what was kind of your ideal customer that you were like trying to market to? Was there a specific like age range or demographic you were looking to, or and then I guess, since then, what have you kind of found in actuality is your actual customer? Do you have any like specific, demographics that seem to be, buying more than others?
Yeah, it's a good question, because this journey has been this has been a journey. We're trying to figure it out. It's a great question, Matt. Well, I've always run the business on the side until up to 16 months ago, and I worked in public policy space, which I resigned to do this 100%. So I'm in 100%. So it was always on the side. We didn't kind of, figure it out. We're trying to figure out who's our demographic, and now we have an idea, and we have tools. When we do email marketing, we see the age, and with all the Google Analytics and the tools that are available, we noticed that women are number one. They purchase. I don't know if because women just do the purchase in the house.
It seems to be the case from other people I talk to. They say the same thing. Or like, it's not really like made. I don't think it's more women consuming, but definitely more women buying for themselves, their families. I think, it's definitely skews that way a little bit for that reason, at least a little. Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah. So, and then we noticed that it's Gen Z, millennial. Millennial. So people up to 50. Or the buying, 45 to 50 or 5, or the ones that purchase the most. And so, I mean, where the opportunity lies is the Gen Z and millennial, because I think those are like our target will be 25 to 30, or to I'll say millennial.
Right.
because they're the ones or evangelists. They're super hyper, super looking at our population, Canadian populations. Their values, or they're always looking for organic, natural solution from. They have that in their value, and those are our primary target that we want to target. It doesn't mean that we don't want the older generation, especially with the Canadian population. People are aging, and everybody wants to, looking for solution for longevity. That's where we come in. We are all about vitality. Dodjivi stands for vitality. So the name, by the way, Dodji means perseverance and patience in my native language, Togo, West Africa. And the V stands for take a small step. So that's our approach. So health and wellness, everything in life is one step at a time. And Rome wasn't built in one day. And the hippo, if you're curious, the hippo actually represent the gills part of the mushroom. If you take a mushroom under the line, there are stripes. That's why the hippo is
Oh, I love that.
stripe. Yeah. We won a global alpaca award for our branding and marketing, packaging, global alpaca award for that. And we named our hippo. Our hippo's name is Fafa. Fafa means peace and calmness. So, in the beginning, it's kind of like this kind of start out of trying to help my loved one. And it's out of necessity to trying to help another human being. But we didn't have it at the beginning. Say, hey, we're going to target these people, because we don't know. We're just happy that something worked. How do we,
Right.
how do we share it? We're just happy to be able to share with everybody who loves our products, and they see significant improvement on their own health journey. And one of the great things about doing trade show too is, like I mentioned, we did 13 last year. You get feedback from customers, and then as we started doing more show, customers come back, they repeat, and they're telling us their stories, how your product changed my life. I used to get this, now I don't, and now your product is so weird. Like I take it, and then I'm like, I'm not tired, but I'm just, I'm focused, and I just keep going, and I'll just keep going, but I'm not, I can sleep also. Like, they're so surprised. So
it's amazing.
Yeah. And that comment came like this month. We went to a cottage show. Just this month, April, we've done 3 trade shows.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, and the guy bought a product, and they came to another show the following week and started telling us, his story, how the product is working for him, and he came and purchased. So it's comments like that, and it is just, it helps us to keep going, because it worked for us, and we just want to share with the rest of the world and making it more accessible. Yeah, so all that to say, I hope I answered the question for the demographic is, I just want this to be my vision, our vision, to have this accessible to everyone, and mushrooms are not cheap. One of the things the ingredients are expensive. So we are working so hard we position ourselves as a premium. We source our product from some of the most reliable suppliers on earth, and we make everything here on the Canadian soil, respecting Canadian guideline and quality, and even our packaging is printed here. So we do the compare, we're one of the most affordable on the market, but tasty, super tasty. There's no funny business. Who would, all win on all front.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that. And just a couple last questions I want to ask. So obviously you're based in Canada. You're producing in Canada, in a little bit of retail, doing a little bit of retail in Canada. As far as your online sales go, do you find most of your online customers you're delivering to also are Canadian based, or do you have a pretty decent market share in the US as well? And do you do any other markets as well?
It's usually Canada.
Mm-hmm.
We do get some orders from US, but it's not significant right now. US is still on the table, but we haven't gone as far as beyond Amazon online. we haven't gone into physical stores yet. So we're
Gotcha.
trying to focus on the Canada first. I mean, Canada and US, people, you want to order, you order from our website. We
Yeah.
ship super fast and it's easy, right? We're
Yeah.
just across the border, especially with the trade agreement. It makes it easier to send product to you. But mostly is Canada right now, the focus. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. And one question I always love to ask everybody that comes on the podcast, I'm curious your answer to this. Obviously, you've learned a lot up to this point doing product development, going to a bunch of trade shows, doing some retail now, selling online, selling on Amazon. If you go back to kind of the first days of the brand, like if you can go back and start over again, what would be your one like big piece of advice you'd give to yourself if you go back to day one with this brand?
Day one. Day one. That's a tough one. I would say learn about retail. Yeah. But I mean, I guess maybe it might not apply, but that's one of the things that came to my mind because we came from online initially, and then we're trying to get into retail. It's super different dynamic,
Yeah.
different reality in terms of speed, the cost of doing business retail wise.
Mm-hmm.
Getting distributor wants you to get retail on board, retailers want you to get distributor on board, vice versa. So chicken and the egg.
Yep.
I was yeah, I wish we had known that in the beginning, but then again, I mean, that's one of the things that came to my mind. And branding, branding, I wish we had looked into branding from the beginning, but we rebranded the company.
Mm-hmm.
But then yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I will, if mentorship, it's good to get mentorship to we didn't have that in the beginning, and surround yourself with your network and support. Yeah.
No, it's fair enough. I think it's a good answer. I mean, especially, a lot of brands were started 2019, 2020, obviously, during kind of COVID times is the only business you could really start was an online brand, right? And
Yeah.
Obviously, selling online and e-commerce is still, doing for quite well even in 2024, but things are kind of rebounding back to, the retail market is kind of back and open for business. I think to, new players, like it maybe even more than it was before COVID, but there's a lot that goes into it. And you put all your eggs into the online basket, whether it's because of COVID or whatever the case is. Yeah. It's a lot to learn from scratch. Learn to work with distributors and co-packers and the retailers. And like, it's funny. It's funny. You said like, the retailers want you to do something with your distributors, and the distributors are saying something different they want you to do with the retailers. And it's like chicken and egg like game like that. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's really good advice. I mean, for any like new entrepreneurs might be listening or, interested maybe in getting into like a CPG brand or anything like that, it's important. And like the best way to do it, like you said, is to, surround yourself with mentors. And I know, personally, we're just running the podcast and just, generally talking to people that I meet through LinkedIn and other channels. Like people in the CPG space are very willing to talk and help other entrepreneurs and just like, talk about their shared experiences. So yeah, the help is definitely out there when you need it. But I think that's good advice for anybody listening who might be, looking to get into this space. So I appreciate that. And I think I just want to give you yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wonderful community. The CPG community is, to your point, a lot of people, the sense I get is that everybody wants to help. It's like a network, even though it could be a competitor, but everybody still seems to want to help other people succeed because it's a tough business, Consumer Plus CPG, it's a cash flow. Trying to scale it is not easy. So we're all there to support each other and as much as we can and share our experience. Just being a part of a support network and, knowing that whatever you're going through is they're also going through it. Your fellow founder still going through it.
Yep.
And it's just that it helps you keep going. Yeah, it's very important to have that. And one of the things I find it so different to navigate, so unique to navigate, is that retail is so like, and sometimes we tell our customer, you mean the free fill, like a free fill in retail, So you mean you give your products free to the retailer in order to be able to get into, yep, free product. And they pay, they sell, they make a lot of money, and then you hope that they repurchase.
Yeah.
Really? Yep. And then we start telling the story behind every single product on the shelf, the story that could be behind it, all the listing feed, and then they're like, and the customers are like, oh my God. So that one, it's a very eye-opening. Anyway, it is a reality of the business.
Yep. No,
So,
it definitely isn't. Yeah, I just want to give you a quick opportunity to just plug the website, any of your social medias people should know about. They listen to the podcast. Maybe they're interested in speaking with you, partnering with you, or anybody maybe just wants to try Dodjivi. What's the best way to keep in touch with you guys?
yeah, Dodjivi, you can connect with, through LinkedIn. Me personally, my name and or the company. We're on LinkedIn and Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So all of it. You tap it, you can find us. The one with the hippo.
Awesome. Awesome.
So here.
Well, Komlanvi, I just want to say thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate your time and your insights. Yeah, just wish you nothing but the best of luck and continued success. I love what you're doing, and yeah, just keep going, my friend. Thanks for coming on. I
All
really
right.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.